young man in Hebrew, servant to the captain of the guard. And we told him, and he interpreted to us our dreams. To each man according to his dream he did interpret. And it came to pass, as he interpreted to us, so it was. Me he restored unto mine office, and him he hanged.
I told him that's what that dream meant. That's what happened. Go ahead.
Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon. And he and he shaved himself and changed his raiment and came unto Pharaoh.
Came in unto Pharaoh. So you see what he did? Well, this is the price of the Egyptians. He's African. You see what he said? First thing he did was what? He did what? Shaved himself, and changed his raiment, and came in unto Pharaoh. You know, we supposed to have men, that's why our men have beards. But the Egyptians, all them, that's why even Esau, but you look at some ancient pictures, everybody had a beard. Most everybody had a beard, some kind of hair on their face. I mean, look at a lion. A lion, you shave a male lion, his mane off, what he gonna look like? Female, right? Gonna look like a female. That's a distinct, I mean, get that in Leviticus 19. Show you what the Most High said. 27.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
See that? The Most High say we ain't supposed to round the corners of our head, supposed to let your hair grow the way it grows, and you ain't supposed to round the corners of thy beard. That, you know, a Hebrew man, a Hebrew Israelite man had a beard, whereas Esau wants you to be looking all smooth-faced like a woman. You don't know whether it's a man or a woman. Can't tell in these days of time. So go back there. So we got a lot of reading to do. Just to prove that, you know, so he had to shave, look like them. So that's not a custom of the Hebrew Israelites to be smooth-faced.
Would that be Genesis 41 and what?
14. Verse 15.
Genesis chapter 41, verse 15. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I have dreamed a dream, and there is none that can interpret it. And I have heard say of thee, that thou canst understand a dream to interpret it.
Go ahead.
And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, It is not in me.
So you ain't take the credit. Say, ain't in me. Read.
The Most High shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace.
Yeah, the Most High gonna give you an answer of your dream. Come on.
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, In my dream, behold, I stood upon the bank of the river, and behold, there came up out of the river 7 kine, fat flesh, and well favored, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kine came up after them, poor and very ill favored and lean flesh, such as I never saw in all the land of Egypt for badness.
Right. I mean, it was very bad. I mean, you know, malnutrition to the utmost. Probably see their ribs and so forth. Read.
And the lean and the ill-favored kind did eat up the first 7 fat kine. And when they had eaten them up, it could not be known that they had eaten them, but they were still ill-favored, as at the beginning. So I awoke.
So they didn't get fat. He said they still look the same. Once they ate them up, they still look the same. Go ahead. And then he woke up. Go ahead.
And I saw in my dream, and behold, 7 years came up in one stalk, full and good. And behold, 7 ears, withered, thin, and blasted with the east wind, sprung up after them. And the 10 ears devoured the 7 good ears. And I told this unto the magicians, but there was none that could declare it unto me.
Right. Go ahead.
And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh is one. The Most High has showed Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good kind are 7 years, and the 7 good years are 7 years. The dream is one.
So it's the same dream. It's just the Most High speak once. Get that. Get it in Jeremiah 33:14. I mean Job 33:14. Showing you what he did. But it's the same dream. It's just he used different analysis to be able to get through to him. But read that.
Job chapter 33, verse 14. For the Most High speaketh once.
The Most High speak once. He gave him the dream once. Read.
Yeah, twice.
He gave the dream twice. He gave him the dream in one way. He gave it to him in one way. With the kind, some fat flesh, some ill-favored, really skinny and so forth. Then he came back with the corn. 7 ears looking all fat, the other ones looking all withered like they want to die. So the Most High speak once, yea, twice. Read.
Yet man perceiveth it not.
That's why he had to go and ask Joseph what's happening, because he's going to really make it clear when you read on. Read. In a dream, in a vision of the night. Read.
When deep sleep falleth upon man.
When deep sleep falleth upon man. Read.
And slumberings upon the bed.
And slumbers upon the bed when you sleep. Deep sleep. Read.
Then he openeth the ears of men.
Then he opens the ears of men. Read.
And sealeth their instruction.
And sealeth their instruction. For those that have ears to hear and eyes to see. Read.
That he may withdraw man from his purpose, and hide pride from man.
That's right. Go ahead. Go back. The Most High give you dreams. You speak once, yea, twice. It might come another way. That's why it's like he did with Pharaoh. But it's the same dream. That's why I say the dream is one. Means the same thing, except he didn't get it. That's why he went to musicians to interpret it. Then he went to Joseph, who's going to interpret it. Read.
Genesis chapter 41, verse 27. And the 7th then, and ill-favored kind that came up after them are 7 years. And the 7 empty years lasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine.
Right, so you say, hey, there's going to be 7 years of famine. That's a food shortage. 7 years, going to be prosperous. 7 years, going to be famine. Go ahead.
This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh. What the Most High is about to do, he showeth unto Pharaoh. Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt. And there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land, and the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of that famine following, for it shall be very grievous.
Hey, you ain't going to realize all this plenteousness that you reap during the 7 years. After that 7 years, when this famine comes, so you're going to forget about that, because it's going to be like, hey, you're going to be trying to make it so that you can survive those 7 years. Read.
And for that the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by the Most High, and the Most High will surely bring it to pass. Now, therefore, let Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land, and take up the 5th part of the land of Egypt in the 7 plenteous years.
Right. So you got 7 plenteous years that's going to bring about all the things that he need to take care of the next 7 years. Go ahead.
And let them gather all the food of those good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities. And that food shall be for store to the land against the 7 years of famine,
Right, so he's storing up food for the 7 years, read.
which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine. And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh, and in the eyes of all his servants. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, Can we find such a one as this is? A man in whom the Spirit of the Most High is?
See, he recognized that. He's a Hamite, but he recognized the spirit that was in Joseph. Even after, he done threw him in prison because his wife lied on him. You got to look at this. Remember, he threw him in prison because his wife lied on him. But go ahead.
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, For as much as the Most High has showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art.
Yeah. So ain't nobody I could find that's more discreet and wiser than you, Joseph. Come on.
Thou shalt be over my house.
Uh-oh. He done put him over his house. See, thou shalt be over my house, read.
And according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than thou.
Wow, so Joseph was right under Pharaoh. Say, all the people gonna follow your rule. Whatever you say gonna go. You're right under me. Under the Pharaoh, like you got the vice president, that's Joseph. All Egypt, a Hebrew Israelite, read.
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, See, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand, and put it upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck.
See, you understand that ring is a signet. Wasn't no signature and all that stuff. That ring was a signet. So I can take that ring and put whatever you want to put, that signet, put it in ink, put it on, that was a signet. To mean, hey, it's from the Pharaoh. If Joseph did it, it's from the Pharaoh. That's how much power he gave him. But that's how things were run. Read.
Verse 43. And he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had, which he had. And they cried before him, Bow the knee. And he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt.
There it is. He made him ruler over all the land of Egypt. Just like Daniel and Meshach, Abednego, and what's the other one? Shadrach. How they was, when Daniel got the power, he went and got his boys, and they were set up too over the provinces. Same kind of thing, Read.
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and without thee shall no man lift up his hand or foot in all the land of Egypt.
Wow. Okay, much power. Go ahead.
And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zephanath. Paneah.
See, they always like to change our names, right? It's like our name. You got the so-called white man name on our back. They're always changing our name. My name is Kutakinte. Our name is Toby. Child, my name is Kutakinte. Bam, beating them. My name is Kutakinte. Pow, pow. Your name is Toby. Your name is Toby. My name is Toby. What's your name? My name is Toby. Beat it into us. I mean, they showed that in roots. Here we are now with their name on our back. All of us. Everybody. The same thing that they did here. Named them, gave them nothing. Just like Daniel and his partners, they named them something else too. Go ahead.
And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zephanath Paneah, and he gave him to wife Asenath, the daughter of Polyphera, priest of On. And Joseph went out over all the land of Egypt.
Wow, he even gave him his woman. This is going to be your wife right here. You imagine? This is going to be your wife right here. Go ahead. But Joseph still had that power. Go ahead.
And Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And Joseph went out from the presence of Pharaoh and went throughout all the land of Egypt.
Got power now. was 30 years old when this happened. Go ahead.
And in the 7 plenteous years, the earth brought forth by a handful.
Right. So these 7 plenteous years, all the earth brought forth enough really to last for the next 7 years. Read.
And he gathered up all the food of the 7 years, which were in the land of Egypt, and laid up the food in the cities. The food of the field, which was round about every city, laid he up in the same. And Joseph gathered corn as the sand of the sea, very much, until he left numbering, for it was without number.
He's gathering all this corn like the sand of the sea. Man, how much did he gather? You can see it's a lot, because they were able to feed everybody. They were able to come, people were able to come to Egypt and get food to live. Read.
And unto Joseph were born 2 sons before the years of famine came, which Asenath, the daughter of Potipherah, priest of On, bare unto him. And Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh.
Manasseh.
And Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh. For the Most High, said he, hath made me forget all my toils and all my father's house. And the name of the second called he Ephraim.
So he had Manasseh, then he had Ephraim. Manasseh today represents the so-called Cubans. Ephraim represents the so-called Puerto Ricans. Read.
For the Most High hath caused me to be fruitful in the land of my affliction.
It's called he is fruitful. Go ahead.
And the 7 years of plenteousness that was in the land of Egypt were ended.
So 7 years ended. So now we get ready for the famine, the food shortage. Read.
And the 7 years of dearth began to come, according to, as Joseph had said. And the dearth was in all lands, but in all the land of Egypt there was bread.
Right. So this famine, as it's called dearth here, food shortage was in all the other lands, but not in Egypt. Read.
And when all the land of Egypt was famished, the people cried to Pharaoh for bread. And Pharaoh said unto all the Egyptians, Go unto Joseph, what he saith to you to do.
That's right. So he said, whatever Joseph tell you, do it. Read.
And the famine was over all the face of the earth. And Joseph opened all the storehouses and sold unto the Egyptians, and the famine waxed sore in the land of Egypt.
That's right. So he opened up all the storehouses. Remember, he had stored enough, like the sand of the sea. Stored up all this food, the 7 years of plenteousness. To now, when the dearth came or the famine came, you opened up the storehouses and sold to the Egyptians. Read.
All the countries came into Egypt and all countries came into Egypt to Joseph for to buy corn, because that the famine was so sore in all lands.
Right. So all the countries, all the people of the countries, they came to Egypt to buy corn and the things that they needed, because Egypt was the only land, as it's saying, that was not feeling the famine. I'll read 42. Genesis 42:1. Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, this is our forefather Jacob, why do ye look one upon another? And he said, behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get you down thither, and buy for us from thence, that we may live and not die. So get your bus down to Egypt. What you looking around for? Get down to Egypt, because you know they got corn there. So we ain't gonna die. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt. But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, you understand, Rachel had Benjamin and Joseph and Benjamin. She died when she had Benjamin. That's the one that he wanted. She died in childbirth. Benjamin is Joseph's brother, but Benjamin stayed back. Verse 4, but Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob sent not with his brethren, for he said, lest peradventure, which is perhaps, mischief befall him. And the sons of Israel came to buy corn among those that came, for the famine was in the land of Canaan, where they were. And Joseph was the governor over the land. And he it was that sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came and bowed down themselves before him with their faces to the earth. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, but made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly unto them. And he said unto them, whence come thou? Where you coming from? And they said, from the land of Canaan to buy food. Now they done bowed down before him. Mind you, he's in Egypt, looking like an Egyptian. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew not him. They didn't know him, because mind you, he was sold at a young age. It's been all these years that went by. Now, he's looking like the Egyptian custom, probably dressed like them, dressing like them, looking like them, the headpieces, everything that they have, plus he's in power. He's the man. They're looking at this, the man. And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them, and said unto them, ye are spies, to see the nakedness of the land, ye are come. So remember the dream. Remember he had a dream that I told you they was going to bow down to him, and his father and mother going to bow down to him. And everybody got angry with him behind the dream. And they said unto him, nay, my power, but to buy food are thy servants come. So we come to buy food. We are all one man's sons. Now they don't know that. They're talking to Joseph, their brother. They don't realize this. So we are all one man's sons. We are true men. Thy servants are no spies. He's saying, are you spying? You're the wicked. Talk to him roughly, right? And he said unto them, nay, but to see the nakedness of the land ye are come. And they said, thy servants are 12 brethren, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan. And behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is not. So they're talking about him. Benjamin is with, our forefather Jacob. And he said one is not, meaning, they saying that they got rid of Joseph, not knowing what the Ishmaelites, who are the Arabs, did to him. Or who they not knowing that they sold him to the Egyptians. That's what it say, one is not. That's Joseph. And Joseph said unto them, that is it that I spake unto you, saying, ye are spies. See, that's it. That's the last thing they said. One is not. So you say, that's it. You spies. Verse 15, hereby ye shall be proved. By the life of Pharaoh ye shall not go forth hence, except your youngest brother come hither, that you go get Benjamin. So you ain't gonna get nothing unless you go get Benjamin. Send one of you, and let him fetch your brother, and ye shall be kept in prison, that your words may be proved, whether there be any truth in you, or else by the life of Pharaoh, surely ye are spies. And he put them all together into ward 3 days. So he put them in jail for 3 days. How you like me now? I've been in jail a whole lot of times. More than 3 days for y'all butts. So he put them in jail 3 days. And Joseph said unto them the third day, this do and live, for I fear the Most High. If you be true men, let one of your brethren be bound in the house of your prison. Go ye, carry corn for the famine of your houses, but bring your youngest brother unto me. So shall your words be verified, and ye shall not die. And they did so. And they said one to another, we are verily, but truly, guilty concerning our brother, in that we saw the anguish of his soul when he besought us, and we would not hear. Therefore is this distress come upon us, And Reuben answered them, saying, spake I not unto you, saying, do not sin against the child, talking about Joseph, and ye would not hear? Therefore, behold, also his blood is required. What you gonna do? You ain't gonna be able to get them. You ain't gonna be able to find them. And they knew not that Joseph understood them, for he spake unto them by an interpreter. So he was speaking Egyptian, right? He's speaking Egyptian, and he have an interpreter speaking to them in Hebrew. But it's rough, right? So you understand. So they don't know that he understands the Hebrew. So they speak it in Hebrew, and Joseph hearing exactly what they saying. And he turned himself about from them and wept, and returned to them again. So he heard what they said, he started crying, and communed with them, and took from them Simeon, and bound him before their eyes. So he took Simeon and bound him before their eyes. Then Joseph commanded to fill their sacks with corn, and to restore every man's money into his sack, and to give them provision for the way, and thus did he unto them. And they ladded their asses with the corn, and departed thence. And as one of them opened his sack to give his ass provender in the inn, he espied his money, for behold, it was in his sack's mouth. And he said unto his brethren, my money is restored, and lo, it is even in my sack. And their heart failed them, and they were afraid, saying one to another, what is this that the Most High hath done unto us? And they came unto Jacob their father unto the land of Canaan, and told him all that befell unto them, saying, the man who is the most high power, the man who is the power of the land spake roughly to us, and took us for spies of the country, talking about Joseph. And we said unto him, we are true men, we are no spies. We be 12 brethren, sons of our father, one is not, and the youngest is this day with our father in the land of Canaan. And the man, power of the country, said unto us, hereby shall I know that ye are true men. Leave one of your brethren here with me, and take food for the famine of your households. And he came, and be gone. And bring your youngest brother unto me. Then shall I know that ye are no spies, but that ye are true men. So will I deliver you your brother, and ye shall traffic in the land. And it came to pass, as they emptied their sacks, that behold, every man's bundle of money was in his sack. And when both they and their father saw the bundles of money, they were afraid. They seen the money, and they became afraid, because they thinking that they gave the money. But remember, Joseph told them to put the money back in the sacks. He told his men to put the money back in the sacks. And Jacob their father said unto them, me have ye bereaved of my children. Joseph is not, and Simeon is not. But remember, he kept Simeon with him, bound him up, kept him in prison. And ye will take Benjamin away? All these things are against me. And Reuben spake unto his father, saying, slay my two sons, if I bring him not to thee. Deliver him into my hand, and I will bring him to thee again. So he said, if I don't bring Benjamin back, kill my two sons. And he said, my son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he is left alone. Remember, because Joseph is his brother. So he's looking at, he's still accounting, that love that he had for his mother that died in childbirth of Benjamin, because she had Joseph and Benjamin. Mind you, he had 3 other wives, but he still loved Rachel. Still loved her, even though she's dead. He's loving her through the children that she had. And he is left alone, talking about Benjamin. if mischief befall him by the way in the which ye go, then shall ye bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave. So, man, if anything happened to Benjamin, I'm done. You know? Because you got to think about it, the Spirit just hit me, you know. He loved Joseph. That's, remember I told you how he loved Joseph, made him, you know, special over the rest of his brothers, made him that special coat with colors and all that. He loved Joseph. And he loved Benjamin. That's the children that came from the woman that he really loved. He wanted her. But he ended up having, you know, 3 other women that had children by him. And Leah had the most. She had 6 sons and a daughter. Chapter 43.
Genesis chapter 43. And famine was sore in the land. And it came to pass, when they had eaten up the corn which they had brought out of Egypt, their father said unto them, Go again, buy us a little food. And Judah spake unto him, saying, The man did solemnly protest unto us, saying, Ye shall not see my face, except your brother be with you.
That's right. He said, hey, you will not see my face unless you bring Benjamin to him. Read.
If thou wilt send our brother with us, we will go down and buy thee food. But if thou wilt not send him, we will not go down. For the man said unto us, Ye shall not see my face, except your brother be with you.
So you ain't going to see his face unless you bring Benjamin with him back to Joseph. Read.
And Israel said, Wherefore dealt ye so ill with me, as to tell the man whether he had yet a brother?
See, why you tell him about Benjamin? That's what he said. Why you tell him about you had a little brother that wasn't there? Go ahead.
And they said, The man asked us straitly for our stake, and of our kindred, saying, Is your father yet alive? Have ye another brother? And we told him according to the tenor of these words. Could we certainly know that he would say, Bring your brother down?
So we didn't know he gonna say that. You see, Joseph, no. He already knew.